My kids are playing right now. Switches, computers. Hey boys, time to turn it off.
What?
Yeah. 5 words they hate the most to hear from me. They're great when they're playing on it, but as soon as I say those 5 words, it's the end of it. I get it. They love playing, but is it too much? My name is Matt with Elevating Yourself, and today we are putting more screen time up against restricted screen time. As a parent, I have contemplated this topic so many times. I wonder, am I restricting my kids too much when it comes to screen time? Because let's be honest, it's not going away. We're not going to regress in technology and start doing less and less screen time. It's here to stay. And so I think it's important for us to understand, how do we embrace this the best possible way for ourselves as well as for those around us? So let's talk about why we should reduce screen time. Like in my house, we have a set time that the kids can play on their Switches, the Nintendo, whatever it is they want to do. And I feel like it's a good thing for them. I want them to be able to manage that very well. And when they're on it, they are fantastic. But it feels like as soon as they get off, they start to get really angry. They're very edgy. They get fighting with each other a lot more. It's just a little bit too much. And now that they're getting older, it feels like now they're trying to ask about cell phones. And I don't know what the best age is to get a cell phone. I didn't have a cell phone growing up, mainly because cell phones weren't around. Yep, that's how old I am. And my wife, she had a cell phone when she was in high school. And so my kids are getting to that place. I don't know if I'm ready for that though. I don't know if that's something that I can parent. I don't know what the ins and outs of good social media habits are. I want them to explore that area. I want them to be able to make friends. I've had friends online. And so I think it's a good avenue for that. But I just don't know if that's something I'm ready to approach yet. I had video games growing up. It was an important part of my life. I still love playing video games. But when I was a kid, I spent the majority of my time outside. In fact, after breakfast, my parents wouldn't see me until dinner time. And they never questioned where I was. And I lived in the North Woods where there were bears and animals and all sorts of different things out there. And I was gone all day long. And so I do wish my kids felt the same way, but I also understand that it's a little bit different scenario. We live in the suburbs, there's traffic, there's cars around. I don't always feel safe just letting them run around and be crazy like that because I don't want them to get into trouble, but I also don't know if I'm just putting too much restriction on them. And I didn't have social media growing up. And so I don't even have my own experiences to go off of, to share with my kids, talking to them about what it's like being in middle school and having TikTok and Instagram, having your friends on there. Bullying is real. Bullying has been around forever. But when I was in school, bullying stopped once you left school. It was done for the day. But now it follows you through your Instagram, through your Facebook, through all the social media. And so there's no break in it. And I'm just not sure what the best path forward is for my kids when it comes to social media. So then, should I be encouraging screen time? I think about, if I had the technology that my kids do right now, what would my life have been like? I think YouTube is a fantastic tool to use. I think it provides a lot of knowledge. It allows you to enhance your own skills, but that's if it's utilized properly. I don't want my kids just to use these tools just for only entertainment purposes. I think it's important to. I think there's a fine balance to it. But utilizing tools such as YouTube, MIT's online courseware, things like that can really enhance your abilities. And these are things that if you didn't have this back then, you just didn't have the knowledge. You had to rely on the people around you. You had to rely on the resources around you, like libraries and things like that. And where I was growing up, the libraries were not that great. And so there wasn't a lot of books in there that could really help you out. And so you really had to look around to see, was there somebody I knew that could teach me these things? And if I didn't have that, I was screwed. What's even crazier is you could make a career out of a lot of these online things. You could be a content creator. You could be a professional gamer. I can't even tell you how many times my mom told me to shut off the damn Nintendo. But thinking about it now, if I continued to push myself, where would I have been? Could I have potentially been a professional gamer? Not only that, but my mom lives about 1,000 miles away. And so if we didn't have technology like FaceTime, there's a good possibility that she would be missing out on important parts of my kids' lives. As they've grown up, she's been able to see those things happen. We've only been able to see each other about once or twice a year because of the distance, and it sucks sometimes. But because we've had FaceTime, she's been able to be a part of our lives a lot more. And as they're getting older, I want them to experience other things too. And so vacations aren't aren't just spent going to see her, and so I still want her to be a part of their lives, and that allows her to do that. So at the end of the day, what does this all reveal? I don't think it's about screen time. I think it's about the relationship that we have with our screens. Different kids are going to need different things, and so there's not just this one size fits all that's going to work for every person out there. You know, I've seen a lot of memes going around about parents saying, you know, when I was your age, we just went outside, we didn't have virtual friends, everything was in person, it was so much better. And yeah, it makes sense to say stuff like that because, I mean, let's be honest, when they were that age, they didn't have electronics, they didn't have anything like that they could go to. And I get it, you want to be able to teach people through your own life experiences. It makes sense. But if you've never actually gone through the experiences, then how can you teach them that? I think it's important that you understand that technology is not always going to be bad. And so I don't think it's something that we can just label as either good or bad. Remember, the key is not less screen time, it's better screen time. Have good conversations with your kids. Teach them what a healthy screen time looks like. And again, it's going to be different for each person, but there is a healthy balance out there. Thanks for watching today. I think screen time is important, but I also think it's important to set boundaries. It's important for us to have those conversations with our kids. It's important to have our conversations with ourselves. Are we utilizing that technology too much or in the right capacity? It's not just our kids. I would be curious to hear what works for you. What do you do with your kids? What do you do with yourself to kind of limit that stuff, to set boundaries, maybe to use it in a better capacity? I'm always interested to hear stuff like that. If you haven't had a chance, do me a favor and check out some of the videos I've got posted. Remember, elevating yourself to the next level, it starts with a single step. Take your step today. We'll see you next time.